Hi, my name is Jocelyn Scofield. I'm a singer and songwriter in Los Angeles, and this video is about range and registers. More specifically, my range.
What is a range and register? Your range is the lowest note you can sing to the highest note you can sing, and the sweet spot is usually called the tessitura. A register is a little harder to explain. When you sing, your vocal cords vibrate in a certain pattern and have a certain thickness, and that affects the character of your sound or your tone. These are some examples.
So I'm going to go through my entire range from my lowest note to my highest note, and also go through the registers from my lowest note to my highest note and tell you how I use them and how big each one of those is. A couple things before we get started. One, it's not a competition. It doesn't matter how big your range is. As a singer, it really just matters how you use your range. So I am all for trying to expand your range and getting the most of it, but really at the end of the day, it's how you use it. Two, if it hurts, stop. It shouldn't hurt, and it shouldn't take your voice for the rest of the day, and it shouldn't be something that feels really labored. So that's a technique thing. And if you feel like you just can't sing without hurting your voice, I would look at your technique. Three, there are a lot of terms associated with range and register that I think can be a little bit confusing. So by all means, research them, and I'm going to use the term that I'm comfortable with, the terms that I'm comfortable with, and describe them in the best way that I can in terms of how they feel and what styles I use them for. But by all means, do your own research and just apply it to your own voice however you see fit. Behind me is the grand staff, and I'm going to start with middle C, and I'm going to sing it in chest voice. E. As I walk down, I'm going to find my lowest note, and I'm going to stay in chest voice. So I'm just going to walk down the scale. E. So I'm at an E right now, so that's E below middle C. Here's the thing about finding your lowest note. If you can't hit it all day and every day of the week, you shouldn't put it in there. So I can hit an E, but there's times when I haven't been able to hit it, so I'm going to say my lowest note is F. And I'm just going to walk down and just write it so you sort of visually see it. Okay, so that's chest voice going down. So now we're going to go chest voice going up. And I'm sort of going to keep it in chest voice until I can't keep it in chest voice anymore. Ah, so that's C. Ah, whoops, there's D. You don't need the line. E, ah, F, ah, G, ah, A, B, C, That's about as high as I can go. So that's an A below high C. All of this is in my chest voice, or I call it chest voice. So if I try to take it higher, so that B gets really, I'm really reaching for it. So I would never consider this B in my chest voice, but the A, I can hit pretty consistently. Okay, so my chest voice is from F below middle C to A below high C. Head voice. I turn the fan on. It's hot. For the most part, I think of my range, my voice in two camps. Like, I'm either in this camp of chest voice or I'm in this camp of head voice and into my high voice. The head register, or the head voice, is the voice that I sing classical in. It's the voice that I sing jazz in as well. It can go a lot higher. It feels really different. I have to do different things with my mouth. I'll show you, starting with middle C, what it sort of sounds like. So this is chest voice. This is head voice. Chest voice. Head voice. The head voice to me has a little bit, I don't know, it has a different tone to me, and it feels really different. So I'm going to go from middle C, and I'm going to take it down in head voice and just see how low I can get in head voice. E. that's like a G. I can usually hit that solidly. So I'm gonna say that's my low note. But as soon as I go lower than that, it gets like really breathy and I like shove my larynx down and just to try to get it and keep it in head voice. So I don't think I can sing lower than a G in head voice usually. I'm gonna bracket off here. And then I'm going to take my head voice up from C. What happens as I go up in head voice is I sort of change the shape of my mouth, but it's still head voice for me. So that was a G. I can usually hit a G pretty solidly. Above that, I would be in like my whistle voice. Whistle voice is sort of its own thing. I used to have a whistle voice, but I did something really stupid. I sort of tore up my voice one year and sang when I was sick and I sort of lost it. I sing higher than a G. I have to like tilt my head now. So that note is a B flat, and I can hit it when I tilt my neck and I can't when I don't. So that is, yeah, that's like a G. So my range, and I would say this is all head. So I switched to what I call my head voice, or my high voice, like right about here, and then I'm like in my high voice. And then if you hear it, I have to like switch up to this like really high voice, which happens about like right there. So, I mean, you could call it a whistle voice, but it's not really a whistle voice. So I would say it's like my high voice. It's right there. Yeah, it's not super pretty, but it's there. The mix. The mix to me is a variation of head voice. There is no mix for me. This confused me for a long time. I was like, I don't have a mix. I don't even know what that is. But after singing for a lot and hearing other people's mixed voice, all mix is to me personally is a variation of head voice. You want it to have a chest voice sound, but you just don't take your chest voice up that high. That's usually when people say, oh, use a mix. For instance, oh, ah, oh, ah. Those are both my chest voice, just different variations of it. Head voice is, ah, 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 ah. The belt. When somebody says, I want you to belt it, to me it just means loud chest voice. High, usually high chest voice. Oh is loud chest voice. Oh is light chest voice. You don't have to belt every time you sing chest voice. It's just a variation of it. Singing pop music has never ever hurt my throat. It's never hurt my voice. Singing classical music is just as hard on my voice as singing pop. So I still have to be aware of how much I'm singing and if I'm supporting or not. But singing pop music and singing in chest voice has never hurt my instrument. Okay, so that's my range.
F3 to G6, and here are some final thoughts. Your range is unique to you, and you are the best person to describe it and work through it. Here are some books that I have found useful in learning more about the voice. They can be pretty boring, but they're really informative. I hope this has been helpful, and good luck.